Hey everyone, welcome to another exploration of ancient wisdom. I'm here with more timeless life lessons from the great sages and philosophers of the East and West, from Lao Tzu to Marcus Aurelius. Perfect for listening while you work, relax, or reflect. Let's dive into today's stories. Lao Tzu Daily Life. Lao Tzu said, "The Tao is like a whisper, soft, yet it echoes through eternity." A hermit in ancient China listened to the quiet and found peace, while a warrior ignored the subtle and lived in chaos. This teaches us to slow down and listen. Life's deepest truths often come in whispers. Socrates, self-growth. Socrates said, "The only good is knowledge, and the only evil is ignorance." A student in Athens sought wisdom and lived well, while another ignored learning and fell into ruin. This reminds us to pursue knowledge. It's the foundation of a good life. Confucius, work. Confucius taught, "The superior man values diligence over haste." A craftsman who worked carefully built a masterpiece, while another rushed and created flaws. In work, this means prioritizing quality over speed. True excellence takes time. Seneca, Daily Life. Seneca said, "The shortest way to wealth is to despise wealth." A Roman citizen lived simply and found joy, while another chased riches and lived in anxiety. This teaches us that true richness comes from detachment, value experiences over possessions. Bhagavad Gita, self-growth. Krishna taught, "The wise are free from the need to prove themselves." A sage in India lived quietly, earning respect, while a prince sought validation and lost his way. This reminds us to let go of the need for approval. Your worth isn't defined by others' opinions. Aristotle, work. Aristotle said, "The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet." A Greek student studied hard and later thrived, while another avoided effort and struggled. In work, this means embracing the hard work of learning. The rewards come later. Zhuangzi, Daily Life. Zhuangzi taught, "The sage does not cling to his own importance." A farmer worked humbly and found joy, while a nobleman boasted and felt empty. This teaches us to let go of self-importance. True happiness comes from humility. Epictetus, self-growth. Epictetus taught, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." A Stoic focused on his own actions and found peace, while another worried about things beyond his control. This reminds us to focus on what we can change, let go of the rest. Lao Tzu, self-growth. Lao Tzu said, "The Tao is like a circle. It has no beginning or end." A monk saw life as a cycle and embraced its rhythms, while another fought against change and suffered. This teaches us to accept life cycles. Every ending is a new beginning. Plato, Daily Life. Plato taught, "The price good men pay for indifference is to be ruled by evil men." A citizen in Greece stood up for justice and protected his city, while another stayed silent and suffered under tyranny. This means taking action. Indifference allows harm to grow. Confucius, work. Confucius taught, "The superior man seeks to learn from all." A leader listened to his team and succeeded, while another ignored advice and failed. In work, this means being open to feedback. Growth comes from listening to others. Marcus Aurelius, self-growth. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." An emperor cultivated positive thoughts and lived well, while another let negativity consume him. This reminds us to guard our minds. Our thoughts shape our reality. Bhagavad Gita, Daily Life. Krishna taught, "The wise are free from envy." A merchant celebrated his friend's success and found joy, while another envied and grew bitter. This means letting go of envy. Someone else's success doesn't diminish your own. Seneca, work. Seneca said, "The man who spends his time choosing between many paths will never reach his destination." A Roman traveler picked one path and arrived, while another hesitated and got lost. In work, this means committing to a direction. Indecision leads to stagnation. Zhuangzi, self-growth, Zhuangzi taught. The sage does not seek to be understood. A wise man lived true to himself, finding peace, while another sought to explain himself and grew frustrated. This reminds us to live authentically. You don't need everyone to understand you. Lao Tzu, Daily Life. Lao Tzu said, "The Tao is like a breeze. You feel it, but cannot grasp it." A traveler felt the wind and moved with it, finding his way, while another tried to capture it and lost his direction. This teaches us to move with life's natural rhythms. Don't try to control what flows freely. Socrates, self-growth. Socrates said, "The greatest evil is to do wrong and not be punished." A thief in Athens escaped justice but lived in guilt, while another faced consequences and reformed. This reminds us to take responsibility for our actions. True growth comes from accountability. Confucius, work. Confucius taught, "The superior man values effort over reward." A farmer worked hard without expecting praise and prospered, while another sought rewards without effort and failed. In work, this means focusing on the process. Rewards will follow naturally. Seneca, Daily Life. Seneca said, "The greatest loss is the loss of time." A Roman poet used his days wisely and left a legacy, while another procrastinated and regretted it. This teaches us to value time. It's our most precious resource, so use it well. Bhagavad Gita, self-growth. Krishna taught, "The wise are free from the chains of action." A sage acted without attachment to outcomes, finding peace, while another obsessed over results and suffered. This reminds us to act with detachment. Do your duty, but don't cling to the results. Aristotle, work. Aristotle said, "The life of man is of short duration, but his deeds can be eternal." A Greek sculptor created timeless art, while another wasted his years on trivial pursuits. In work, this means aiming for lasting impact. Create something that outlives you. Zhuangzi, Daily Life. Zhuangzi taught, "The sage does not let the past burden him." A fisherman let go of yesterday's mistakes and lived freely, while a merchant dwelled on failures and stagnated. This teaches us to release the past. It's gone, so don't let it weigh you down. Epictetus, self-growth. Epictetus taught, "Freedom is the right to live as we wish." A Stoic lived according to his principles, finding true freedom, while another followed others' rules and felt trapped. This reminds us to define our own path. Freedom comes from living authentically. Lao Tzu, self-growth. Lao Tzu said, "The Tao is like a dream. It exists, yet cannot be held." A monk embraced life's impermanence and found peace, while another clung to fleeting things and suffered. This teaches us to embrace impermanence. Nothing lasts, and that's okay. Plato, Daily Life. Plato taught, "The hardest and most important battle is the one within." A Greek soldier conquered his fears and became a hero, while another fled from his inner doubts and failed. This means facing your inner struggles. True victory starts with self-mastery. Confucius, work. Confucius taught, "The superior man does not let adversity shake him." A leader faced setbacks with calm and succeeded, while another gave up and lost everything. In work, this means staying resilient. Challenges are temporary, but perseverance lasts. Marcus Aurelius, self-growth. Marcus Aurelius said, "You can commit injustice by doing nothing." An emperor acted to help his people, earning their love, while another stood idle and caused suffering. This reminds us to take action. Inaction can be as harmful as wrong action. Bhagavad Gita, Daily Life. Krishna taught, "The wise are free from the desire for fame." A sage lived quietly and found joy, while a king sought glory and lived in stress. This means letting go of fame. True fulfillment comes from within, not from external praise. Seneca said, "The man who dares to start a task without fear of failure is the one who succeeds." A Roman merchant took risks and thrived, while another hesitated and missed opportunities. In work, this means embracing risks. Courage leads to progress. Zhuangzi, self-growth, Zhuangzi taught. The sage does not seek to change the world, but to change himself. A wise man transformed his own heart and inspired others, while another tried to control the world and failed. This reminds us to focus on self-improvement. Change starts from within. That's it for today's journey of ancient wisdom. Which lesson spoke to you the most? Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share this with a friend, and join me tomorrow for another exploration of timeless lessons.